Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary and explanation of the story from the event Sojourners of the Glass Island, released in the game Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. The story of Sojourners of the Glass Island takes place in two parts and occurs sometime before the story in the main campaign. The first part of this event story opens with a doll named Swami writing a letter to the commander. Swami writes about how she is currently scouring the ruins of a thermal power station for supplies. Cut to Ulrid, Lada, and some other dolls scouring the ruins of the thermal power station. Litara and Swami soon join them. They soon leave the power station and meet with Rosalind and Batilda at their base camp. All the dolls are part of a doll collective led by Ulrid. The collective is suffering a shortage of supplies and they went to the power station in hopes of finding some. Ulrid even considers settling in the power station but needs to win a majority vote in order to do so. Convincing the other dolls in the collective to vote for Ulrid's idea requires more information on the power station. Accordingly, Ulrid forms a group with Litara and Lada and returns to the power station to gather information. Swami also comes along but goes off to explore on her own. They explore a bit and find signs there may be substantial supplies and repair equipment at the power station. They return to the base camp and Swami reveals that while exploring she found a severely injured doll she once knew. They repair and revive the injured doll who is named KSVK. Ulrid explains their situation to KSVK. KSVK then talks about herself and says she lost her memories a while back. KSVK subsequently met a doll that seemed to know her and gave her coordinates that might lead her to some answers. KSVK then went to the coordinates and ran out of power. Presumably, Swami found her sometime after that. Swami remembers KSVK was often addressed as Dushevnaya, and KSVK decides to use that name going forward. A vote is then held in the collective and they vote in favor of exploring the power station. Ulrid and the other dolls from the collective return to the power station and find many much-needed supplies. Just then, Elids attack. After fighting them off, the dolls look around some more and find clues there may be something promising with the cooling towers and an experimental field. Ulrid, Litara, Swami, Dushevnaya, and Lada go to the experimental fields to investigate while the other dolls head back to the base camp with the supplies. Once at the fields, they are attacked by a bunch of defense bots. The group retreat and take shelter in a nearby building. They chat a bit when suddenly a strange doll appears and stabs Ulrid through the chest. Ulrid is somehow okay and the group flees toward a cooling tower with the strange doll chasing after them. They hide inside the cooling tower and discover it is operational, spreading collapse radiation to the area. If they shut off the cooling towers, they could potentially stop the radiation and get rid of the Elids who are attracted to the radiation. As for the bots and the strange doll they encountered earlier, Ulrid suggests they try communicating with it to see if they can reach an understanding. Suddenly, the strange doll arrives. Ulrid tries to communicate, but the strange doll just attacks. Ulrid leaves the power station and the group retreats to their base camp for repairs. Later, the collective votes in favor of returning to the power station and trying to shut down the cooling towers. The collective splits into teams and returns to the power station. As they try to shut down the cooling towers, defenses are triggered and the strange doll along with the defense bots attack. Ulrid and her team are chased by the strange doll higher into the cooling tower and somehow manage to defeat it. During the battle, the strange doll drops some things, including a chip contained in a locket. Ulrid examines the contents of the chip and learns the strange doll was one of many who worked on the cooling tower. This depresses Ulrid as the strange doll was able to inflict serious harm on all of them by herself. If there were more strange dolls in the area, it would be too dangerous to continue exploring the power station, much less settling here. Litara then comes by and a sad Ulrid tells Litara she is leaving the collective as she is a poor leader. Litara rejects Ulrid's idea and shows Ulrid some more data she just got off the chip. Turns out the power station is abandoned and that strange doll was the only one here. Furthermore, it seems the strange doll was the control hub for all the defense bots. With the strange doll's defeat, reports are coming in from the other teams that all defense bots are shutting down. In other words, the power station is now safe for the collective to settle. Ulrid is relieved and changes her mind about leaving. This part of the story ends with Swami finishing her letter to the commander on a hopeful note. The second part of this event story takes place sometime after the first part and a bit before the main story campaign. It has been 2 months since Swami joined the commander on the Elmo and Kralik was recently recruited. The commander recounts how they found an injured Swami wandering in the darkness after Ulrid's collective sent her out to find supplies. Soon, Swami and Groza arrive after clearing out some Elids. As Swami walks in, she sees an advertisement for a vehicle and it seems to bother her. The group try to talk to Swami about the advertisement, but she runs off. Later, the commander heads down to speak with Swami. Swami is clearly uncomfortable and suggests they all play a game later. The crew later meet up and have some fun playing games. Later, Swami bumps into Mei Ling and both seem to be hiding something. Suddenly, a device belonging to Mei Ling shoots bubbles into the air. Groza, Nemesis, and the commander eventually come by and help shut off the device. However, during the mess with the bubbles, Swami drops a letter saying she plans to leave the Elmo. The crew is shocked and asks Swami about the letter. Swami explains the advertisement earlier was actually a secret message from Ulrid to return to the collective. Furthermore, it seems the commander is under an agreement not to meet with dolls that were former comrades, and Swami doesn't want to breach that agreement. In fact, the commander confesses that he recently received a warning against breaching that contract. After they chat a bit more, it seems Swami must leave. The commander then purchases some supplies to send with Swami to Ulrid's collective. They retrieve the supplies and give it to Swami along with Mei Ling's bubble machine. After exchanging contact information, they say goodbye. Swami drives back to the collective, looking forward to the day when they can all be together again. And that is the end of this event story and this video. If you liked what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.